So, what if your skill set wrote a check that your character couldn't cash? Y'all didn't hear me. Listen, what if your skill set, right? What if you're brilliant? What if you're brilliant and brilliant enough to wind up in a place where your character couldn't maintain? Right? There's a reason why champions generally love the drills, right? Like when you talk to a champion, when you hear somebody, rest in peace Kobe, when you hear somebody speaking to Mamba, right? When you hear somebody speaking to him and they ask him about, all the trophies and, the championships and and all the points you scored and he immediately goes to the practice, the drills, the mindset, the amount of shots he missed, the things that made him become the champion. The mindset comes first. The mindset of a champion is the mindset of one who has committed to the goal. And I'm going to use Kobe as an example. He committed to, even when he scored not 1 point, right? In his teenage years, scored not 1 point the whole season. But he committed to getting better. He committed to getting great, actually, right? He committed to it, and he said, it doesn't matter. I found a skill gap. This is an opportunity. I can't shoot, my legs are weak. This is an opportunity. I'm gonna go and strengthen these things, right? So he committed to the end, and he decided to figure out how along the way, right? And that's what it is. And in that journey, in that fight, he realized that, hey, truthfully, I'm not gonna say he realized, but I've realized along the way that, damn, a lot of times I set the goal, right? I committed to an end in the moment, right? But I realized that success is based on, it pops in my head a Winston Churchill quote, right? Which is, success is going from failure to failure with the same enthusiasm. And that's something that I did not used to do. I would start out with enthusiasm, right? So in the moment I made the commitment to the end. But when I woke up and didn't feel like going to the gym, I just didn't go. I rolled over, I found an excuse, I stayed in bed, right? And that's the difference, because a winner and a loser, they both wake up same day, same goal, same commitment, same enthusiasm. The difference is what happens later on, because champions do on a daily what average people do on occasion. Right? That's the truth. That's the truth. So, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It's another thing that I had to adapt, because once I started to look at it that way and realize that my perception is reality. But when I perceive failure to be fatal, it's a downward spiral. It makes it way harder for me to get started again, because all I'm doing is looking back, right? But I love recording in the car for one reason. The car will tell you something that you need to hear if you're in that cycle. If you're in that cycle of, not doing the thing when you don't feel like it, as well as when you feel like it, right? If you're in that cycle of waiting for the right time, if you're in that cycle of, looking for motivation, right? Well, just look at your car and you'll realize that the windshield is you can't see my arms, but the windshield is way bigger, right? Way wider than the rear view. The rear view is right above me, right? The rear view is like this, and the windshield is, can't see my arms, but you know what I mean, right? Why? Because it's way more important for me to look at the things that I can control, which are in front of me, than for me to look at the things that I can't control, which are behind me. Every now and again, a glance might help me to know that, I can get over, right? So I get over to the left, cool, right? But I need to know what's in front of me. And that literally is my explanation of, success is not final and failure is not fatal, because at the end of the day, you know, what's behind me is not fatal. It's just not. What's behind me is behind me. And the only way I can get caught up on what's behind me and mess up what's in front of me is if I keep looking back. So if you need a reset, if you need to get started again, if you need to, you know, if you failed, if you fucked up, I don't care. And you shouldn't either. The only difference between a successful mindset and the average is that the average look at the failure as if it's final. The average look at the final, they carry that fucking baggage. And the people that are going to be successful, well, they look at that baggage as not baggage. They look at that baggage as a tool for their education, a tool to close their skill gaps. See, when Kobe missed all the shots, he analyzed why he missed the shots. He used it as a training tool, right? He watched the tapes, if you follow me. He watched the tapes and was like, damn, this is what's going on. Oh, well, my shots were on point maybe, but I wasn't, it was a jumper and I didn't jump high enough, right? Or, oh, it wasn't a jumper, my shots were off, but my aim was on point, but I didn't get a high enough arch. Okay, I need to train. So I'm gonna go train. I'm gonna strengthen my arms. I'm gonna strengthen my legs. I'm gonna do these things. And when I come back, all of a sudden, oh, damn, now I'm one step closer to my goal. But I committed to that end result of being great. So I'm gonna keep fucking going, right? And nothing's gonna stop me. And that created, right, in the fight, fuck the destination. The win is not the win. It's the fight that creates the man who's capable, the character that's capable of being in the room of winners. Right? And that created a monster, a beast, right? One of the best, I'll say it, in my opinion, the best to ever do it, right? And what that created was somebody whose mentality was that strong, that I remember him for saying, "Boos don't block dunks." That's how unwavering he was. And that's how unwavering we all need to be. So if you need to restart, just restart. Don't give your subconscious time to talk you out of it, right? Count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like a rocket, take off. Peace and love.